after an incredible Friday night live stream, I want to take this deck through one more challenge before Eternal Weekend. Okay, welcome back, Vintage Gamers. Today is a Saturday following the Friday night challenge, which I won with this exact 75. So we are running it back today as the final challenge test before Eternal Weekend in the United States. This will be the final challenge that I stream for a couple weeks, as I will be flying around the world playing Magic, going to Pittsburgh to play Legacy and Vintage, and then Italy to play Legacy and Vintage, and then Prague to play Legacy and Vintage. So lots of Magic coming up. I'm going to try and record as many videos as I possibly can so that there's content all the way through my vacation, per se. But we'll see if I can actually make it out. I know I'm like a few videos short at the moment, so we'll see if I have time to get some off-stream recordings and finish out the backlog. I will be able to make, I will be back home before going to Italy, so I will probably make an Eternal Weekend recap video and squeeze that in into the rotation a timely manner. So yeah, so if you want more to know about this list, go back and watch my previous videos. I had like I said, I played the challenge last night, and I had a 5-0 on stream before that, and I had a 5-0 on stream before that with the original variation of this list by Hank. Since then, I've changed the mana base and fiddled around with some cards, and I'm very happy with where we've landed. So if you want to learn more about the deck itself, so check out those videos. Basically, the deck is entirely built around Time Vault Key, taking infinite turns, and you're finding that with your Oswald Fiddlebender, Vampiric Tutor, and Demonic Tutor inside of a blue Paradoxical Outcome Moxen shell. Pretty simple, pretty easy. It's a little bit anemic, as Andy said in the videos. It's got a lot of fluff, but they also have a very nice toolbox and some powerful draws. So I really like it as a possible choice for Eternal Weekend. All right, round one, Vintage Challenge. Lost the die roll, have a cat. Sarlinga is the opponent. No Lurrus revealed. Sounds great. Got blue mana, almost at PO. Has a force. Definitely like I've been happy with this hand, so let me put on some lights, actually. Oh, now can you see me? All right. Yeah, I'll see how many players we end up with today. We ended up with 48 players, a little bit larger. This is usually the largest challenge of the week. See if we can't run it back. It's hard pressed to not choose this deck after winning a challenge with it, but I still want to keep my options open. But it is a deck that speaks to me on a historical level. So, let's see. What do we got from Sarlinga? Mono White? Jewel? Dredge? Mana Crypt? Breach? Could still be any of the things besides Dredge off of Mana Crypt. Mana Crypt is a bit of a powerful card, especially when you win every flip, like last night. Last night, we had a extremely lucky, in comparison, especially in comparison to our normal Mana Crypt flips. But yeah, we won like 80% of flips or something. Well, because I just watched the Andy videos, so it's like a crazy amount. Of course, my Jewel opponent has one of their 6 blue sources to play Ancestral Recall. Unbelievable. How do they do it? How do they do it? And force blue card with their 16 blue cards. Their opening hand, like, this is crazy to me. Because I watched Jarvis stream this deck, and he did the same thing too, where there's like 6 blue sources, an Ancestral, and 16 blue cards, and somehow the starting hand is Force blue card, Ancestral blue land. Like, isn't it wild? It's just like extremely improbable, right? But I mean, it seems to happen a lot. The good news is my opponent didn't force my force, so now if I draw a Moxen, I can probably resolve a PO. I did not draw a Moxen. I am just gonna buy Lurrus because I don't think I get anywhere doing anything here, so I might as well. I have to hope I don't die on this turn to a Jewel. Jewel is definitely the deck with one of the highest power levels in the entire format. It simply is a Belcher style deck. It is super all in, folds very easily, and can produce extremely powerful plays. So it's just kind of the state of the format. Jewel is a deck I think has one of the highest probabilities of winning Eternal Weekend, just because winning in a top 8 is a lot about variance. Top 8ing is about consistency and skill, but you can also top 8 by just having enough of the same deck in the field. So like if enough people play Jewel and Jewel is playing, at a 52% win rate or whatever, then if you just have enough Jewel players, it's likely to top 8. And then from the top 8, I think like the most likeliest deck to run hot and win is just Jewel. So yeah, I mean Lurrus Breach is fun. My opponent also was able to cast a PO in this game, which is like also highly unlikely. But it happens. Have the blue source, so we'll travel. I mean, this is 6 mana. You can play a Jewel. If they play a ring, I'll be like a little happier. Sure. All right, I'm looking for a Mox, preferably like an Opal here, and then just PO and hopefully drop through my deck, get a Vault Key going. Didn't hit. I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna cast a PO for 2. I mean, I'm super unfavored from this spot. My opponent is just gonna not give me another turn after this. So. Just a case of my opponent's hand was better than my hand, which is a lot of these blue combo decks. That's what it comes down to. They did lose every flip this game, but I don't think it matters because I don't think we're getting another turn. I think my hand was very, very good, and it was also like quite good against Jewel. A lot of Jewel hands are just gonna fold to a Singleton Force. Or like maybe not fold, but like be extremely hampered by a single force. Like a lot of Jewel hands are trying to play turn 1 ring, and they obviously don't have force backup most of the time. Sometimes turn 1 ring, costs a monolith, which is like a pedal. So, I mean, I really like my hand. It just didn't work out. Opponent had a slightly better one. By slightly better, I mean 4 blue cards, blue land, force ancestral. But you have to accept that that is vintage. Sometimes that happens. You need to kind of just budget for that and make sure you win the games that you can win. Because there are, I would say, the larger percentage of vintage games will come down to choices you make. And so when you are presented with games where it's the choices you make that matter, you need to make sure you win them so that you can budget in times where your opponent just draws power. And then it's also like very important to not be super discouraged when your opponent has vintage level hands. You just need to be able to roll with it. Looks like another ring here. So my opponent, oh no, monolith. So that means they're gonna go for a Jewel. Okay, sure. Or they have a ring from hand. It's kind of odd. Oh, they have PO again. Yeah. Okay. I guess that vibes. This one sulfuric, what's it called? Sporific? Soporific? Soporific. This one soporific springs is putting a lot of weight. It's kind of crazy because like this is something that Jewel could have made better, right? Jewel had 3 open deck slots after Urza Saga was restricted, and they could have put more blue lands in the deck so that you can do more things like this. But instead, they just like played City of Traders and stuff. So, I mean, clearly Jewel pilots don't think you need blue sources to play blue spells. But if you just draw the 1, you're fine. Yo, thanks, CJ. I mean, there's obviously upsides to City of Traders as well. City of Traders means you can cast your One Rings and your Jewels more often and faster. So, like, I'm not saying City of Traders is a bad card. I'm just saying if I was to build Jewel, I think you'd see me play more blue lands. I might even go as far as to say I would play Seagate Restorations and Springs, because that would mean my blue count is higher. I have a higher percentage of forcing. I have a higher percentage of playing my broken blue spells, Ancestral Time Walk, Tinker, PO. And sure, maybe I sacrifice a little bit in speed, but like, does Jewel need more speed? It doesn't feel like Jewel needs more speed. I feel like Jewel needs more consistency. So that is the thing that always bothered me, is because I don't feel like the Jewel decks are trying to get better at all. Like, I feel like they're trying to up the power, right? But you don't need to up the power because you're already the most powerful deck in the format. Like, in terms of like raw actual power, I feel like you are the most powerful deck. So do you need to get more power? I don't feel like you do. That's just my opinion, though. Like, I don't play a lot of Jewel, so I could be totally off base. That's possible. I don't play a lot of Jewel because it's not fun. Not the kind of deck I like to play, but I believe we're dead here, but I'm interested in seeing if we can get a turn. Like, they still haven't played a Jewel yet. Their mana situation isn't perfect. Oh, they have Vault Key. Sure. They're at 5? They've used 3 POs. I'm gonna let it go. Let's play a couple turns and see. The Quail was pretty good. I don't know. I feel like I think it tasted better than a chicken wing, but it was harder to eat than a chicken wing, and that kind of put me off. Like, there was a lot of, I mean, it's like a lot of small bones, right? Like, an American chicken wing, super processed, and it has it's like one bone, right? But the quail, it's a little quail thing, so it was kind of hard to eat. All right, mana crypt flip. Once my opponent, they won the flip. I was gonna say, once my opponent gets rid of this crypt, I'll concede. I don't need to play this out for time. I don't care enough. But until then, like, winning two, like, they use 3 POs, so that means there's 1 PO left and 1 Karn left that kill mana crypt. So, like, oh, and Tinker, sure. All right, I'll concede a Tinker. That's fine. So there's like 4 cards that kill mana crypt, so I might as well make them have it. All right, I do like this matchup. I think this matchup's quite good for me. Post board, it gets even better because we're about to bring in like about 1 million cards. We're bringing in 8 cards if last time I remembered. Do I have an extra set of power? No, I do. I do not have an extra set of power. I already hate that I own a single set of power. Planes, misstep, probe, portable hole, balance, dress down, lantern, and I kind of like 2 swords because they have all these like Masticores and Wormcoils that they sometimes do against decks that look like mine. Do I hate owning power? Yeah, I think it's very silly to have a lot of money in cardboard that you take with you to Magic tournaments. I hate owning Magic cards in general, actually. It's not just power. Like, even every other Magic card I own, I don't like owning. But it's not a big deal. Like, I still do it. I think it's just a silly concept to have tons of money in cardboard. I guess Flusterstorm. But yeah, I like this matchup. We board in 8 cards, including tutorable Null Rod. We have 4 tutors for Null Rod between Fiddlebender, Vamp, and Demonic. I've upped the counter spells by a lot, including some very strong ones like Sabotage. Seal of Cleansing can be pretty good at looping against like Argento Masticore, Wormcoil stuff if they pivot to that post board. So Oh, I mean, I only own a set of extremely played card power, so. But even that's too much money, so. I mean, MTGO is not much better for what it's worth. MTGO is also very silly. I own thousands of dollars worth of digital objects. Like, that is also very dumb in my opinion, especially when I don't really own them. I'm, you know, I'm at the mercy of the server that they exist on. So, yeah, Magic the Gathering. It's very odd for a Magic the Gathering player to hate the concept of Magic the Gathering, but I mean, I love the game. I love the game. But yeah, funny to me. If I didn't want to play Eternal Weekend, I don't think I would own Power. But I want to play Eternal Weekend every year, so I need to own some Power. All right, what do I got? I got a Force, I have the stupid Sword, and I have Vault Key. It's probably enough. It's a turn 3, unfortunately, but 7 card keep from the opponent. I guess I could theoretically just go Vampiric for Null Rod as well. Eternal Weekend's the only real tournament that I play that has no proxies. All right, we got Jet Workshop. Maybe Ring. If it's Ring, I think I would go Null Rod. And if it's like extra mana Jewel, I would probably go Vault Key. Because if they had a Ring, they're just like a drawing a mill. They have Force backup? All right, whatever, man. Just incredible. All right, we're getting a turn here. I'm gonna get a Null Rod. Opponent did keep 7, yes. All right, does it resolve? Did resolve. All right, so now my opponent is back on Workshop only. I have a Swords to answer any powerful threat off of Workshop. 4 cards in their hand. Any land lets me buy Lurrus, and at some point I can steal this jewel with Lurrus. Saga, yeah? Saga's good. It's a good thing they don't have 4 of those. If they follow up Saga with an Ancient Tomb, we will be in a tough spot. Strip Mine. Never mind. I will simply not allow that to happen. I mean, that's so crazy. They draw their 1 restricted land. I drew my 1 restricted land. Everybody's happy. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to play this Time Vault out, because if this Null Rod gets bounced, I lose anyways. And at some point, I can sack my own Null Rod and Time Vault Key, so... I definitely wanted to keep this land to buy Lurrus, but I can't let my opponent have, like, Ancient Tomb follow up here. It puts me in such a bad spot. I guess theoretically I could let them have Ancient Tomb follow up and then Strip Mine after and Swords the thing, but I don't want to have to Swords the construct. I want to be able to Swords like an Argenta Masticore. They drew a Sulfuric Springs. It's not Sulfuric. I call it Sulfuric Springs every time, but it's not. 2 springs lets them cast another. Well, I guess 2 springs and something lets them cast another thing. Actually kind of a really annoying land to draw because it doesn't let me buy Lurrus this turn, which means I'm 1 turn further away from stealing this jewel. Very unfortunate draw there. In terms of lands. Like, if I could have just drawn a land, I'd be happy, but this deck doesn't have that many lands, so... I drew a land last turn, and I threw it away, so... I almost wish I had just bought Lurrus with the Strip Mine and played towards Swordsing, but they have Ancient Tomb, so... they can Tinker. They can't Sulfuric Springs yet. Looks like Tinker's happening. Are they going to Tinker for, like, Masticore here? Tinker off Jewel so I can't steal it? Get a Masticore, kill the Null Rod? Or are they going to get another Jewel? I only have one card left. I probably don't have that many swords in my deck, so I feel like they could definitely go for a Masticore here. But I could easily see them getting a Jewel as well. Yeah. They didn't tinker their other Jewel away, so I still have chances to steal these jewels. But maybe they're playing towards like double blue lands, sulfuric, or whatever springs bounced by Null Rod. Caracas. Okay. All right. Caracas is actually not bad because now if I play a Lurrus and they metamorph my Lurrus, I can bounce it with Caracas, which is actually quite good. I might be getting drawn out of this game, though. Sulfuric, the Springs plus Ancient Tomb to cast Tinker here is quite interesting. But sometimes you have the right combination of lands to do the thing. See what happens. Like, my opponent can do a bunch of drawing. Yep, now they have double blue. So now they just need to have another Springs to bounce my Null Rod and win. They actually can PO too now, which is quite porous for me as well. Yeah. I'm in a bad spot, I think. I'm pretty lucky to have not died on turn 1, so I should probably be a little more thankful. They don't have hardcast force, but they can have normal force. Rough. That was my creature to steal these jewels. I certainly regret my strip mine choice. I'm not saying my strip mine choice was wrong, but I certainly regret it. Damn. Force pitching negation. Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna lose this game unless we find some ways forward here. I think my opponent's just gonna top deck out of it. Even though they have a lot of dead cards, the cards that they can hit that are good are very good. Like even simply Metamorph is quite good. They have a Masticore. Pretty surprised they went for Jewel, try to draw Masticore. Oh, just a ring. Sure. That's fine. All right. I'm looking for a creature, I assume. Like an Oswald is great here. Or, hear me out, what if I draw a fetch land? Okay. I do have good draws, but I don't know if I have enough. I'm just thinking back. I mean, they could have had force the whole time, I guess. Hard to say. But they did draw another 3, right? Just thinking back to that strip mine line. But I guess if I didn't draw another land follow-up, I'd still have to strip mine anyways, and I wouldn't be able to play Lurrus, so... Surveil lands? Yeah. Some of the more controlling decks are playing Surveil lands. It's cantrip-oriented decks. Just one, usually. I drew PO. I feel like my opponent just keeps hitting, man. Crazy. Oh, no, they drew better. They drew Sink into Stupor. Wild. All right. I mean, you got me. Good job. Just hit the blue, naturally hit the blue lands. Too good. I mean, I don't think we were ever winning this set. The opponents kept 7-card keeps were just so much more powerful than ours. Not much we could have done here. We gave ourselves a chance by having the Null Rod in our deck, but it wasn't enough. We needed to draw better than we did. Like, we had good draws, but these were not them. Oh well. Sometimes you get Jewel. All right, welcome to round 2 of this vintage challenge. In the 0-1 bracket, we have both the finalists of last night's challenge, Montolio and I. I think that's just so funny. I got a cat. I got an ancestral. I keep... It's just so funny to me. I just watched the matches I played with Andy. They were quite something. All right, let's check and see if he's on bug again. I can't imagine he wouldn't be, but let's see what you're working with. Yeah. I'm gonna just go Tundra Ancestral. He's upkeep. Let's draw the card first, in case we get it messed up. Ancestral, target me. Let's see. Force. Yeah, we're definitely in the business of forcing this game. Force pitch Spell Pierce. I don't think I want this dress down, considering I have an Urza Saga. Let's see, though. Okay, we got Saga Time Walk. I like that. See if he opens with Mox Oof, though. I guess Time Walk Saga on turn 2 is actually good against Mox Oof, which is nice. We're running into another Spell Pierce. I think he had one Spell Pierce, one Flusterstorm. I guess we have a probe, though. Oh, Ancestral of his own? That'd be pretty good here. Fair enough. Seems balanced. Each player gets an Ancestral. Oh, I just accidentally clicked through that. There's a Leovold in this thing, and there's also Wasteland Mox Push. So are we forcing a Wasteland and getting a single Saga token? Probably, right? I guess it just gets answered by push, but like I don't think I'm gonna be able to bait him into Wastelanding. I guess I could theoretically bait him into Wastelanding Academy or a Tundra. I guess there's a world where that happens. He has Emerald though, so if he just goes like Emerald, fetch land, play a Leovold. I don't currently have a Swords. Kind of don't want him to do that, but also like just straight up answering everything is kind of bad for me. Like Bobble Loop versus Leovold is confirmed not good. I think I'm forced into this. It's not even bad for me. Like, it's a good trade for me. I guess I can target myself and do it on my turn. So yeah, I guess it is fine against Leovold. That's fair. It's a little less optimal, but it's definitely fine. Fetch land here is we both just have all mana. At least I have a construct, I guess. Eight cards, all mana. 4 cards, all mana. This is gonna be a wasteland into a push. And then from there, I'm looking at Lurrus stuff. If he plays an Emerald early, I can portable hole it. Don't know if that's actually good, but... All right, the Wasteland's gone. There's still a Leovold I need to remember, because I accidentally closed it. I mean, this construct might survive, because I am threatening Lurrus, so he might want to hold the Fatal Push for Lurrus. Looks like that's what's happening. Black Lotus. It's good at playing Lurrus this turn, but then my Lurrus gets... I guess my Lurrus does not get Fatal Push until Fetch Land happens. Yeah, I mean... I should just cash in my Bobble Lurrus, right? I guess I don't even have to use this Lotus, right? Or maybe I do have to use this Lotus. No, I don't have to use this Lotus. Play Lurrus. Play Lurrus. Play Bobble. Attack. I think so. Like, it's also a tempo play. I could draw a negation. I could draw Flusterstorm, Spell Pierce, Mental Misstep. Also prevents Leovold. Agreed. My opponent considering pushing this construct? Maybe they drew another removal spell? Yeah, I think we have enough really good draws that I would want to use the bubble and get perfect information or near perfect information. Looks like he is going to fatal push the construct. Maybe he drew another removal spell then. Interesting. Frog. That one is not a problem. True Force, but no blue spell. See if they just goes like Abrupt Decay on my Lurrus, maybe. I think he's got 2 Abrupt Decays. If I remember correctly. There's the Emerald and the Delta. Is the Leovold coming? Is that what's happening? Because, like Champ pointed out, I can bobble myself and draw on their turn. So, looks like it's just Leovold. Interesting. Don't think that's a great sequence for the opponent. Pretty happy about it from my side. Balance. Bobble. Target myself. Guess I could have floated mana first. I definitely want to draw that. So I guess I'll hold on to this strand. I think you still want this. Like, you need to make contingency plans. Like, I might end up balancing this Leovold away. Like, if my opponent removes my Lurrus, plays a Frog, I balance 2 of their creatures, and then I draw 3. Like, yeah, I don't want to draw 3 right now, but you know, this game has a lot more turns than right now. We know about Frog Island. Here comes Frog. I feel like I might make a Leovold Lurrus attack. I just lose too much if this balance comes. I feel like I would much rather just find like the Caracas or something. I don't know. I guess Portable Holding the Frog draws them a card. We lose so many things, but maybe we can just go all in on like bouncing my Lurrus and balancing. I don't know. I'm gonna attack here though. I think if he wants to trade or like double pitch, I think those are both wins in my book. So yeah, I think that is my line. We know that there's a tropical plus 2 unknowns. We have Forced Lorien revealed. I have to go down like a ton of cards, right? I'm gonna lose 2 lands, maybe even like 3 lands on a failed to find. I guess I could just play. I can't really play Portable Hole because it will always trigger Leovold. Yeah, they discard everything to Frog. That's fair as well. Are we winning if that happens? I guess we're kind of not. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm not sure, actually. We have a bobble left over, right? So I would assume we're winning from that spot. We get 1 extra draw, and we have... I mean, if they just draw Collect Roof, though, it's pretty bad. Maybe this is just I have to Portable Hole the Frog and let them draw a card. Like, I'm not losing from this spot. I guess if they do block now, I am kind of priced. If they do, like, go Frog discard, I am kind of priced into balancing, though. So maybe this doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, kind of don't like this after thinking about it a little bit more, but gotta play the game out. Because I can play this game longer, right? Oh, they're just letting it go. I think I'm just gonna Portable Hole the Frog. Let me look at my top card first. Oh, I should have floated the stupid Opal mana. Missed it again. Key. Do I want a key? Kind of. I kind of want a key. Kind of don't want a key. That's a tough one. I'm not really sure if I want a key or not. I don't know. I mean, Vault Key is a way forward, but kind of just feels like a low value card in this spot. I guess I got my white mana back, or my opal mana back. Maybe I shouldn't have kept this Lorien. I don't really feel like I need this Lurrus to be unblockable, but maybe if they play like another Frog, I do. If they like Abrupt Decay my Portable Hole, I'll just PO back Lurrus and Portable Hole. Take a hit and then go for a balance line. Nah, that's not the mana for Abrupt Decay. Could be Beseiju, though. No. Alice Pierce. Okay. This game's very weird because the construct was murdered and not the Lurrus. So this game got really odd. Probe. All right. I mean, I guess the jig is up here. They know what I was trying to do now. I guess I can just PO this Lurrus end of turn still. They have a lot of cards in hand now. 5 cards in my opponent's hand. Mox, it's really good against balance here, but probably not good in general. 3 cards in hand. Deathrite Shaman. Kind of want them to stop playing cards. I'm going to PO back my Lurrus. 4 mana unsummon. I don't even draw a card. I don't draw a card. I already drew a card this turn. It's not. Demonic Tutor? What if they like cast Force Blue card and I run out of all my cards here? Demonic Tutor would have been pretty good if I had kept that key. Should I just like Demonic for a Swords and just play this game out without going for balance? Which feels really stupid, but I could just tutor for Oswald, honestly. I feel like there's a million ways I lose if I balance. Not a million, it's just like force back. Oh. It's just force back, right? Like, yeah, I still think it sucks. Mental misstep. They have Hole Breacher. I don't know if I like this line that much, but it worked out. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Weird, 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 weird. Very weird. I don't know if I like the choices I made here. Oof, there it is. I guess I have to crack Bobble for that. Oh, another Leovold. Guess I can still do this end of turn. I guess, is this like a Lurrus attack again? It probably isn't if I Vexing Bobble draw. I keep drawing the PO. I need a Snapcaster for that Swords, though, or else balance has to be good enough. I guess I can't snap into the Deathrite Shaman, though. I still think this attack is good. Which is really funny. Am I supposed to play this Time Vault? It can get Oko'd. That's okay. Maybe I can wait. Be sure it does not trigger Leovold. I think I want to play this out. Oh, I drew the Caracas. That's a good one. They should just eat the swords. They ate Ancestral. Sure. Caracas is a pretty good one against Leovold. 3 cards. I like pretty weak to like Oof Wasteland, I guess. I'm hoping they don't have like a force by the time this all goes through. I could pounce my Lurrus and balance. I mean, I have a PO chat. Like PO's gonna win if it resolves. But I could bounce Lurrus and balance too if he does nothing this turn and just passes. All right. I don't know, like, oh. I mean, seems fine. Does that mean that my balance is getting countered? So I feel like this is just float all of my mana. And cast balance. And see what happens. If it gets countered, then I just go Caracas, bounce Leovold, cast PO. I guess I don't actually have that many things to PO anymore. Which is kind of funny. Vigor on my Opal and my Time Vault. Down to 0 cards. Wow. That is crazy. Pitching collector oof. Wow. So I should pick up my portable hole, right? It's better that this is not in play. I think I'm going to lose this game. I can't dig for a force. There's a Leovold in play. I did not play around Vigor here, so... To be fair, if I had Caracas bounced Leovold, then they would have just... It would have still been pretty bad for me. All right, we're both on nothing. I think that favors him, considering I have 2 creatures left in my deck. And no Vault Key. Drew a fucking frog off the top? That is game. I think I played this game pretty poorly. I don't feel like I had to go in on this balance. I could have just like gone for other things. But the fact that my opponent had a freaking collector roof the whole time and just like didn't cast it so they could do that, pretty nice. Pretty nice. It's a good draw. I don't actually have enough answers. They drew force? All right. I've been bested. We go to the next. I feel like I played that game poorly and deserve to lose. Hey. After my opponent abrupt decayed my Lurrus, I feel like I should have known that balance wasn't going to work out for me. The fact that the abrupt decay happened the turn after I drew a Caracas, though, was quite unfortunate. I feel like this game would have been actually kind of easy. Well, maybe if they had Vigor the whole time, then Vault Key wasn't actually that good. But like, I chose to bottom a key, and then like, I had Vault Key so many times after that. I also like kind of went in on demonic swords, and my opponent drew a misstep. I didn't have to demonic swords. I don't know. I think if a better player played that game, they would just win every time. I can only imagine that I played that game extremely poorly. I played 2 games of PvE, but I don't really like PvE. You don't actually get any good experience. Like the matchups are so bad because there's no ladder. So it's completely useless besides like learning what the characters do. And I can just like read to learn what the characters do. So I don't really like PvE very much. Like cashed out an egg at like 77 health or something. It's just not useful information. I don't find that fun. Like I sure like that is not how I enjoy games. Like pub stomping on people who don't understand how the game works is not fun for me. So, all right, on to game 2, right? I think that was game 1. Let's do it. This time it's the other way around. My opponent's used most of the clock and I haven't. Only up by 2 minutes, so pretty close. But last time I was really milking the clock on him. Felt a little bad, but I just had some really complex choices and I had to keep spinning and missing lots of actions. Well, he didn't have very many actions, so. Yeah, see, I don't feel like you need to learn the trait. Like, I feel like just looking at the data or like looking at the reading what the trait things do does that for me, so. But like if I spend a half an hour just like studying all the comps, then I feel like that would do more. That'd be more useful than me playing 10 PBE games at the cost 10 times as much time. All right, show me your secrets, Andy. What do you got for me? Lotus Ancestral Force Deathrite Fluster. Great. That's notably quite bad for me, for anyone keeping track at home. Another Ancestral Force hand, huh? Huh? And the Black Lotus. Looks good. Not all restricted cards are the same power level. No. Definitely not. Drew an Oko for turn. So turn 1 is Oko Flusterstorm Force backup with it. I mean, whatever, man. Yeah, you gotta. You deserve it after last night's showing. We'll just let Andy have this one. I mean, I can't even beat an Oko. Like, an Oko just straight up beats me. So, I don't know. Not much I can really do here. Just get my Ancestral Forest and lose. Well, they're tapped out of Flusterstorm at least. Make sure they use Force pitching something. Pitching Fluster. There's just nothing I can do. Like, it's just way too strong of an opener. Had to win game 1 because game 1 was a very winnable match. Just like I was talking about in round 1, like you need to be able to lose random rounds where your opponent has all the good cards. And you need to be able to win the matches where you make a ton of choices. And I lost the game where I made a ton of choices, and so now I don't have a chance of winning the round. They're actually on like steal your Lurrus mode here. Double Deathrite Shaman. I mean, I guess PO is still winning from this spot. Like drawing a PO and like comboing off on my turn theoretically could be a winning line. Kind of need to cast this Lorien Revealed, but also don't have the mana to cast this Lorien Revealed. And the minute I stop doing things, he can just start elking my Moxen. I guess I can have swords up if he goes for an exchange. I'm pretty sure it breaks the exchange. Oh, but I don't have enough mana. I guess I'm forced into that. I don't know. I don't think any of these lines are winning, which is the bad part. Like, my hope here is that he goes for an exchange, I break the exchange, and then I hit both of his creatures and attack and kill the Oko, which is extremely optimistic, but I feel like you need to go out on a limb here and, like, try. You could just like elk my Lurrus, but I guess my Lurrus isn't more than 3/3 anyways, so yeah. The only real way Lurrus Oko loses creature battles is if you ultimate him, so knowing that, just don't ultimate him. Oh, sure, I guess that also is pretty good. I mean, like I said, drawing like a PO into a Vault Key seems like my out here. They have Demonic. Oh, they're just eating to try to play around Dig. One card left. Honestly, like, we have outs to win this game. This game is totally winnable. Because my opponent hasn't elked these Moxen yet. I just have to Swords this to buy some time. Oh, he's just not attacking. Or whatever, I'll Swords this to buy some time anyways. Yo. Dress down. I'm gonna portable hole the food token. And then end of turn dress down. And try to put myself in a position where I can theoretically draw out of the game. Should have used the other mana. Fixing Bauble. I still have a Swords for a Collector Roof, so... I don't want to give up hope, because this game is theoretically still winnable, which is crazy, because it's just how my deck works. I have PO outs that are quite good. I'm going to take this 5. In case there's a... I can't beat a Collector Roof, so I have to take this 5. They draw a Delve spell? They drew a Leovold. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's another card that I need to Swords, but thankfully the dress down means I don't have to lose anything for it. All right, PO. PO. Chat, manifest some POs, please. Please manifest a PO for me. 4 in the deck. Caracas. All right, I'm gonna play a Bauble, and I'm gonna cycle the Bauble. I need a PO. Bauble. Does it mean I'm dead? It means I'm dead. I guess I can draw Swords. If I draw a PO, I have chances to win that game. Draw 3, 2 mana out of the replay. It's very possible. Okay. That's an 0-2. That definitely a damper on my my spirits here. Going into Eternal Weekend. No activate. Attack for 3. I guess I'm still dead to just double Death Right activate. Yep. Snapcaster Mage. They're not supposed to hit Swords of Plowshares here. They're supposed to hit their own land, but it's okay. Or their own spell. I could have Swords here. But I probably would have Swords before attacking, so it's fine. Oh, chat! Chat! It was so doable, man. I just need to draw a little better. GG's. 0-2 start, dead for top 8, but we're going to play it out because we need practice for Eternal Weekend. I have a cat, lost the die roll versus Kiwi Fruit, sometimes on Oath. Got some mana, got a force, got a cat. What's more to ask? We did the inverse. Last night, Mogged went 0-2, and I ended up going well. This time, Mogged 2-0, and now I am in the dumpster. All right, what do we got? Ruby, Ancient Tomb, some Jewel. Trinisphere. Well, I certainly can't let that resolve. So I think they're jewel or I think they're shops. I think either way, I'm interested in strip mining. I'm probably gonna just... No, I'm gonna play off the mana crypt. I think it's fine. I don't have anything to do with this Lurrus, and I can't play it right away anyways, but I want to buy it in case I end up like POing next turn, so I guess it doesn't really matter either. Oh, mono white initiative. I see. Am I? You tell me. I mean, you could probably still buy Lurrus after the PO is all resolved. So I am probably insane. You are probably correct. No, I think it was bad. I guess this is just a Black Lotus, right? Because it's Black Lotus, Lurrus, Lorien revealed. Kind of an interesting little spot. I guess it paid off. I guess the mana crypt did pay off. I actually think this is a really nice little portable hole. But I am out of gas, which is kind of interesting. The Black Lotus... Oh, I would have been able to play at the end. But I think the Black Lotus... No, I actually played the Lurrus in that time. So the Black Lotus paid off. Or sorry, the Mana Crypt paid off. Well, they have no follow-up land. That's good. I drew a PO. GG's. GG's. I don't know. I love this deck. Isn't this sick? Isn't this great? Aren't you having a great time? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can pick that back up too. Why not? Cool. Yeah. This is what I need to do. Like, sometimes you just need a top deck and ancestral. Not ancestral. PO, even better. All right, cool. Mono white initiative. Got an actual on the draw game 1 win. Very big. Let's bring in swords, portable hole, seal of cleansing, steel sabotage, and possibly a negation. Taking out vexing bauble, soul guide lantern, flusterstorm, misstep, probe, pierce on the draw. Excuse me. Maybe just don't bring in the next negation. That's probably fine. Resubmit. All right, cat, force, Oswald, strip mine. Sure, seems fine. It's not great, but does some things. Yeah, that's a force target. Ox. Okay. It's a strip mine target. The one strip mine, pretty broken. I got another one. Double-sided lands, also pretty broken. Go get a basic island off this, and then get the Underground Sea off the Lorien. Even through an Archon, we can still play basic and planes, and Oswald in the next turn. Oh, they had the Cavern. Forcing Lotus was good. Buy some time, but it looks like just a... Yeah, it's a good one. Hey, man, I literally faced Montolio in the 0-1 bracket. What do you want from me? the two finalists from yesterday in the 0-1 bracket. No problem. Oh, I see. Interesting. Don't have the mana to play this right away. think I'm more interested in fiddle bending. Could be wrong, though. I also don't want to expose myself to a wasteland either. No attack pre-combat. I said no dungeoneer pre-combat. If I demonic for a load it, oh, they're holding everything up. Does that mean they have like a march? I feel like it means they have a march, right? I mean, in that case, should I just demonic for a swords? Don't have a basic because I have literally have both my basics again. It's the second time this has happened. Okay, march. Glad I didn't go all in on Volt and get marched. That's why. I mean, it was like pretty clear march, so I think forcing them to use the march and then looking for I can like snap demonic later. That's a follow-up seasoned engineer. That is the worst thing that could have possibly happened. Because they're gonna Throne of the Dead now. Pretty bad for me. Don't think we're coming back from this. Maybe I'm supposed to just snap swords this, because if it's like an Archon of Emeria, then I can't snap swords an Archon of Emeria. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to snap swords it. Maybe they won't go for Archon, but like if they go for Archon, yeah, I can't snap swords. So that was really bad. Really bad. I mean, this opens me up to drawing key, so it's not that bad, but it does like turn off. Sure. I mean, that also loses. Like, there's a million reasons you can't jam time vault, and they've shown multiple of them here. I don't think I have time to do anything from this spot. I guess a balance would be pretty good. But I should have snapped swords. Not snap swordsing was really, really poor. I guess I would have won. Just, I knew it right when I did it, and then I just played through it. Interesting. I don't think I mean, it's still just balance is the only thing I can do. Oh, I guess balance doesn't do it any. Oh, this is balance is sack, right? So balance still does it. Needs to draw balance on this turn here. Nope. Okay. I played that game a little badly, but I don't think it would have mattered very much. And then on the play, I like Spell Pierce instead. Send it. The mono white deck actually has like tons of ways to remove Vault Key with it, because they're playing like marches now for whatever reason, and they have null rods and stuff, and they have witch enchanters if you pass. So, I think this hand is just bad. I'm not seeing like a very good line from this hand. Not seeing anything. Mulligan it. I really don't like this hand either. Really don't like this hand either. No fast mana. No swords. Bad mana. Can't really fetch an Underground Sea. I'm gonna mulligan this hand. I guess so. I think I can't really win, but we'll see what happens. Those hands were just not panning out. No rod? Sure. I mean, you need a lot of cards to do that. No creature follow-ups, just mulligan to null rod. It's good for me. Guess if they have a march, it's pretty good here, but what am I gonna do? I didn't see anything, but it's possible. I had like Caracas as my only land. That is so frustrating. Ugh. Maybe I'll draw swords here. Swords is a pretty good draw here. And I once again fetch double basic and can't get my basic if I steal the initiative. I have 4 swords to draw to. Demonic Tutor. I like try to play around Wasteland and I just get punished every time. And then I don't play around Wasteland and I get punished every time. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Super frustrating. I don't even have the mana to cast this force, right? Things are bad. Archon of Emeria. Hey, there's the Wasteland. You got it. That doesn't sound like something I would like to keep, so I probably wrote it off. Tundra. All right. I think we've had enough magic for today. It certainly seems like we've had enough magic for today. Can make them discard a single card at the loss of a land. Or just kill the Seasoned Dungeoneer. Probably it's just kill the Seasoned Dungeoneer. I feel like things have not really gone our way, but that's par for the course. I get trapped to 11. They have 3 more follow-ups with Cavern. I don't know. And there's still an Olrod in play that I haven't dealt with yet. Would I multi in this game? 5? Wasn't really a good 5. Maybe I could have mulliganed it and just tried for Ancestral to save me. They have no follow-up creatures, but they're still just in the Undercity. Steel Sabotage. Technically a null rod answer. How much time do I have with Mana Crypt here? Not much, considering they're drawing a card and they're into the throne. I guess my draw, if I draw a Time Vault or a key. Look at my, what? People are playing Probe in mono white? There's no way. There is literally 0 chance I would ever register that card in mono white. That is worse than any other card I can think of. That's crazy. Huh? We just played a Chrome Mox and a Witch Enchanter? In a Null Rod? What is going on? I don't have to bounce right now. I mean, they're gonna Throne of the Dead. I'm gonna die. Archon. I'm not beating Archon. Nah, man. Nah, man. I like this, dude. I like this. I'm losing my flips now. All right, all right, all right. Give me out, give me out, give me out. All right, okay, okay. 03, it happens, it happens. It happens to the best of us. We're out of here. So yeah. So I just went from well, I went yesterday. I went 8-1 with the deck, and today I went 0-3. Let's see. We played against Jewel, and we kind of just got run over. They had some really stellar hands, and sometimes you just flop over there versus that. We were able to null run them in game 2, but not before they drew like a million cards, so it didn't matter too much. Then we played against Andy and Bug, which I think is a tough matchup. We had a really back and forth game 1 where I definitely could have played a lot better. I believe I should have won that game if I was playing more conservatively and not trying to all in on the balance. So I think it was just a mistake in identifying my approach to the game. And like also like I scryed a key. I think I was just supposed to keep the key and try from that spot. But then again, opponent did have like Vigor, Abrupt Decay, Oof, so maybe it wouldn't have really worked out anyways. Hard to say. And then obviously just played against Mono White, and that was something that happened for sure. Whenever I lose a Mono White with this deck, I do get a little concerned because like this should be a really, really easy matchup, but it's vintage. Every deck is very, very powerful. So thanks for watching. More content like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.